Hi guys, hi everyone. Hey guys, welcome to this Facebook Live, and we are streaming live on YouTube as well, right? And guys, if you can see and you can hear me loud and clear, just type a one, in the chat, all right? So that I know that this thing is like working fine. Let me know, just type one in the chat or just type yes. Let's just see how many people we have right now. So guys, welcome to this Facebook Live show, streaming live on YouTube as well, called Ask Me Any Stock. All right, good. Okay, thank you so much, guys. I think I can see some of the comments coming in. Keep it coming. I think there should be a chat box at the bottom on the right or left. Just type it in so that I know that you guys are here. Let me just call and acknowledge some of you. Hi, Flora. Good to see you here. Hi, Chetan. Hi, CM. Chewing. Hi, Ellen. Andrew. Okay, good. So it seems like this is working. A lot of you have came on board. Right? Thanks for being early. All right, I know that this starts at about 8 p.m. So let's just wait for a few more people to come on board. Hi, Dave. Good to see you here. Catherine, Alice, David, Catherine. Hi, Henry. All right. Okay, good. 111. Iris. Hi, good to see you here. David. Hi, Vera. Okay, good. So this is working, guys. So welcome to this Facebook live show called Ask Me Any Stock. So we try to do this session once every few weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. And the previous one we did for like a month ago, right? And that's where same thing, we will kind of like do a quick coverage of the market, a quick market outlook, and then as the title of the show says, right, ask me any stocks, right, which is pretty much the Singapore market, right? So we look at the Singapore market. Let me know your stocks, not now, all right, later. All right, later we do a live poll. You can type in the stocks you want in this poll, and you can let me know the stocks that you want a quick opinion on, right? Let me know what stocks are there. If there are a lot of people asking about these stocks, that is where we can pretty much go ahead to cover these stocks, right? So I'll do my best to cover, as many as possible, all right? Maybe 8, 6, or 10 if we have time, all right? And that's what I'll do. So yeah, that's what will happen. So let me know, all right, later. All right, that's where we'll do a live poll. And of course, what you want to do is you want to stay all the way to the end, right? Because after covering the stocks that you want, right, that you guys want, that the popular one, that is where it's my turn, right? It's my turn to share with you that one stock, right? The one stock that I like at the end as well, right? So after this, after talking about your stocks, now it's my stocks, and there's one stock that I like. It's been on my watch list for a while. I think that could potentially be a bit more upside, and I'll share you the reason why, and perhaps you could also put it in your watch list, right? So a few of you coming on board. We have like more than 100 of you on YouTube and Facebook as well. Hi, Patrick. Hi, Edwin, Chris, Kai Beng. All right, Miran. Hi, awesome. Good to see you guys here. So for those of you who have just joined us, welcome to this Facebook live show called Ask Me Any Stock. If you have not met me before, first time seeing me, how many of you have seen me before? Like, this is not your first time. You're like probably seen me before. You're a client of mine, Philip. You've seen some of my videos. Just type yes. Just type yes in the chat below. Just type yes so that I know that or how many of you are new. You've not met me before. Let me know. Type yes if you have seen me before. All right, and you are you have seen some of my videos before, or you have joined like Facebook live sessions like this before. Okay, good. So I think most of you have known. Yes, David. Yes, yes, Tom. Yes, Patrick. Yes, Dave. Yes. Okay, good. I think a few familiar names here. Margaret. Yes, definitely. Chris. Awesome. Dennis. Jimmy. Awesome. Yes, yes. Okay. So for those of you who are new or have not met me before, my name is Joey Choy, property advisor, trader in Philip Securities, and I also teach people how to trade the stock market with confidence and clarity. All right. So great to have you guys here. All right, so let's just get us started right now. Okay, we'll do a quick market outlook. We look at the markets, maybe the STI, maybe the US market as well, before we talk about the stocks that you guys want. All right, and of course, one bonus stock all the way at the end. So thank you guys for typing all your comments below. Hi, Jasmine. Hi, Pearson. Good to see you here. So guys, what you can help me with right now is to just help me to like and to share, right? Help me to like and share. I think that there should be a button, right? Help me to like and share. Hit the heart shape button, guys. That will really help out the channel. That will really help out the YouTube and also the Facebook live session as well. Like and share so that we can reach out to more people. And why you want to do that is that when you like and share this, especially if you share it, I think this video will be on your profile as well, and that's where you can come back to look at any parts if you miss it. So help me like and share, guys. Thank you so much. I see a lot of hearts and share. Thank you guys. So appreciate your support and all that, right? So thank you so much. I see a lot of like and share, right? So yeah, thank you. Okay, so let's move on right now. Okay, so just a quick disclaimer, right? Whatever that's covered today is just for education purpose only, right? So please do your own due diligence as well, all right? The standard disclaimer that we have to share, right? So let's just go ahead right now. So how many of you want me to kind of like talk about the market first? Maybe even like the Dow Jones, right? Let me know. Just type Dow type DOW, type DOW Dow in the chat. If you want me to just talk a little bit on the Dow Jones, what are some of the things that is happening right now in the market? You know, what are some of the key levels? Just type down in the chat before we talk about the Dow Jones. All right. Okay, Dow. Okay, very good right here, right? So this is Dow Jones here. So I see a lot of you typing Dow, Pearson, Dow, awesome. Okay, good. So before I talk about this, guys, let me just do a live poll, right? I'm going to just try to make it as engaging as possible. All right. So what I'll do is this, right? Go ahead to take part in this poll right here. And what you can do is this, right? I'll just place the link in the chat. I just click on the link right now, and that is where you can participate in this poll before I even talk about the Dow Jones. So that is the link. Let me just send it in the chat right now. All right, and you can just click on the link, all right, to take part in this poll right here. Let me know what are your thoughts on the stock market, right? So this is the poll. I believe if you click on the link, all right, you would be able to take part in this poll. We have some of you coming on board already. Very simple. Click on the link, or what you can do is just go to www.slido.com. This is the tool whereby we do our live poll. All right, go to slido.com. The code is AMAS14. All right, AMAS14. Right, that's what you could do, or simply click on the link in the chat. I have just placed in the chat. Click on it. Let me know, guys, if this is working. Just type yes if this is working. But I can see this little thing moving here and there. So what are your thoughts on the stock market, right? For like maybe next few days, next 1 or 2 weeks. Let me know, guys, before I talk about the Dow Jones. So this is live, guys. I think some of you are coming on board. What are your thoughts? Like, you know, sideways, is it bearish, is it bullish, is it bottom? What are your thoughts? Let me know, guys, just like a few minutes before we talk about the Dow Jones, right? And some of the factors affecting the market. Okay, so a lot of you have come on board. So we have more than 100 of you coming on board already on Facebook and on YouTube as well. Great to see you guys here. All right, for those of you who have just joined us, we are doing a live poll right now. All right, before we dive into the market and we go into the stocks that you guys want covered in the Singapore market. So this is a live poll. Click on the link in the chat, all right, to join this live poll. All right, let me know your thoughts and we'll see what are some of the consensus out there. What are you guys thinking? So right now I can see that 41%. So this is live, guys. If you have like take part in this, you can like select, right? So it's live. So I think 42%, right? Saying that it's a little bit sideways for now. All right, sideways for now. 33%, you are saying it's a bit more bearish, more downside ahead. You want to be cautious. Okay, good. Let's take a look and discover that later. And okay, this is like changing. What about like bullish, right? Turning bullish. Okay, this is like picking up. Okay, turning bullish, bargain hunt on any dips, right? Okay, so it's about 29%. So you can see that most of you, I think, is a bit sideways, maybe a bit bearish. So let's just go ahead to discover that right now. But that is the link, right? That's the link, guys, to take part in the poll, to engage. And that's where you can let me know your stocks later as well, right? After I, start the poll for the stocks that you want me to cover, right? So let me just shift this back up right now, and let's talk about the Dow Jones before maybe I talk about the STI, the Straits Times Index. Okay, so this is Dow Jones, right? Trading at about 33,045. So in my previous Facebook live session as well, we talk about Dow Jones, and I mentioned this very critical resistance level, right? And that would be like 34,500, 34,600. You can see since last year, June, May, April, we have touched a couple of times. In fact, I think just last week we neared it and we kind of like sold off. So that 34,500, 34,600, I think that is still a very major resistance level that we want to really break, right? For the market to really hit higher, or for the reversal to continue all the way to like 36 to maybe even that 37,000. So that is kind of like that major resistance. And in fact, yeah, we are seeing selling right there again, and we are actually heading lower. So for those of you who say that, there is a little bit more, weakness or some bearishness coming in. Yes, it's correct. All right, we're seeing a bit of bearishness in the short term, but the question is to where, right? So like all the way down, are we going to crash down? What would be that next support level, right? So let me just explain to you. So I mentioned about this support as well, right? And this support, you can see it's right here about that 32,500, right? 32,500. And that is pretty much the support. Why? You can see pretty much in like September 2022, right? It was the resistance. We were trading below it. Finally, we broke it. And that is pretty much the consolidation phase right now, right? 32,500, because you can see that was in like December. We neared it. We rebounded. We came back down, rebounded. So anything near 32,500. I think that's where some bargain hunting can come back again. If you are trading like the index, the ETF, or the entire Dow Jones, I think that's where potentially some bargain hunting can come back again. 32,500. And also take a look at the longer term moving averages right here. This is the 100 days moving average, the red line, and the blue line is the 200 days moving average. So you can see both of these lines are kind of like, the blue line is like flattening out, which is good. It's not really pointing down. The red line, 100 days moving average, is kind of like pointing up right now. All right, so that is where it coincides with that 32,500 support level as well. All right, but what about the trend? I would say that the trend, all right, is kind of like pointing up, right? Just starting to point up in terms of the uptrend, just starting to form up in 2023, right? I talk about it as well because look at this, right? The red line, 100 days moving average, has finally crossed back above the blue line. So 100 days moving average above the 200 days moving average. That is a sign of strength. That is a sign of a trend reversal potentially happening as long as we stay above that 32,500, right? So that is the Dow Jones, right? Anything above 32,500, I think the recovery or that reversal still look on track, right? It still looks good, all right? Hopefully we just rebound from 2,500, go up to that 34,500, same thing, and we want to, as I say, we want to break this to have more upside coming back. But so far, I think there are some signs of the trend turning up, right? Finally, with the longer term starting to point up as well. So that is the Dow Jones, right? How many of you are still following me? All right, if you're still following me so far, you can hear me loud and clear. Just type 2, guys. Just type 2 in the chat. Let me know if you're still here before we move on to the next part. And maybe we'll even cover the STI, the Straits Times Index. Type 2 in the chat if you're still here, right? Okay, good. Two. Hi, Kasa. Good to see some of you are new coming on board. Hi, Kai Bing, Janet. Hi, awesome. Patrick. All right. Okay, good. So basically, all right, we have just covered the Dow Jones. For those of you who have just joined us, welcome to this Facebook Live show called Ask Me Any Stocks. We're just doing a quick outlook on the market. All right. And I just pretty much talked about Dow Jones, right? But I want to share with you some of the factors that are affecting the market, right? The market, why are we seeing weakness over the past 1 week plus? So I think the market has been, a little bit weaker. We kind of headed towards that 34,500. And what happens was, I think for those of you who are following the news and all that, the Fed kind of came out and said that they might actually hike rates a little bit more aggressively. So the consensus is that the Fed fund rates will kind of like peak at about 5%. So currently it's about 4.5%. We had the rate hike in January, all right, and probably one in March, one in May, and that is about it by 0.25%, 0.25, and that's pretty much it. But due to pretty strong inflationary data report coming out, inflation is still quite strong. It's not really coming down as much as they would like to, and that's where the Fed came out and said that they might actually hike it more, right? That means the peak would have to be raised from about 5% to maybe 5.25 or maybe 5.5%, and that's where the market got a bit spooked, and we are seeing weakness right now. So that's pretty much the reason why we are, seeing weakness in the market. Of course, we have some US and China tensions and all that, but I think these are pretty much the same old story, right? So this is the Dow Jones that we talk about. So right now, guys, let me know. I think some of you are asking about Keppel Corp, Sembcorp Marine shares. Great, not to worry, guys. Support for Keppel Corp. We'll cover that in a bit. If a lot of people are asking about Keppel Corp, I'll definitely do that, but not to worry. All right, hang in there. Let me know about your shares later. But let me know, guys, how many of you want me to just cover the Singapore market, the STI, Let me know. Type STI in the chat if you want me to just talk about the STI. Type STI in the chat. Let me know. And guys, I would appreciate if you can help me to like and share as well. Hit the like and share button. That will really help out the channel. All right, reach out to more people, and if we can more people take part in the poll so that we can pick out the most popular stock, right? So hit the like and share button. All right, that will be really helpful. All right. Okay, awesome. Thank you. Okay, STI. All right, Jenny, STI. Okay, hi, good to see you guys here. Okay, good, STI. So let's take a look at the STI right now. All right, Straits Times Index. So later, guys, I will cover your stocks and make sure you stay all the way to the end. For those of you who have just joined us, we have just talked about the Dow Jones, right? Later, I'll cover the Singapore stocks that you guys want. And then at the end, I will share with you one stock that I like that you can put in your watch list as well. All right. So Chewing STI, Thomas STI, Roger STI. Awesome. Okay, very good. So here is the STI, right? Trading at about 3,264 3264, right? 3264 right now. Today, we're seeing a bit of weakness in the market due to the US. Of course, the banks started to sell as well. And yeah, we'll try to cover the banks. I think a lot of people are asking about the banks like DBS and UOB and all that. We'll try to cover that. But let's take a look at the STI right now. So I talk about this support level, right? This 3,300 level. Look at this, right? It was originally the support level we broke down in 2022, all right? And you can see it became this really strong resistance. We touched, came down, touched, came down. Look at this, came down, all right? Attempted, came back down. So we were pretty much tapped below 3,300 for most part of 2022, all right? Up to this year, somewhere in the beginning of 2022, all right, in January, we broke that 3,300, which is good, right? Start to see a bit of upside, maybe all the way to like 34 to 3450. All right, that would be the near-term target, because you can see that 3450 is where we kind of like touch here about 2 times before we sold off. So anything from like 3,004 to 3,450, all right, we can expect some selling in the market, right? In the market, it's normal to see some profit taking. That's where you could also kind of like lock in some position on the blue chips. If you're trading the STI ETF and all that, that is where you can also lock in some position, 3,004 to 3,450, all right? So what happens is over the past like 1 week plus, you can see that we broke down, all right, this green line. Let's take a look at the green line. This green line would be what we call the 20 days moving average, right? This is the green line, 20 days moving average. You see, was pointing up, up, up. It's a short-term moving average. And if we see prices kind of like coming down below it with the green line pointing down, which is happening right now, that's where some short-term weakness can actually happen. This is what we're seeing right now. We're seeing a bit of short-term weakness. So I would say that it might look a little bit weaker in the short term, next 1-2 days, maybe up to a week. We are seeing some weakness from the short-term trend indicator, the moving average. That's number one. Number two, I talk about the 3,300. As I say, right, the 3,300 was this very strong resistance turn support, right? We're holding above it for like a month, and yeah, today we kind of like broke this 3,003, all right, with the short-term moving average turning down as well. So there are indeed some signs of weakness in the short term, but the question will be to where, right? To where? So like all the way down, and where's the next support? That's what we're going to discover right now. I would say that the next support would be this, right? Would be that 3,200. Look at this, right? 3,200 in July. Last year, August was support. You can see we were holding quite well as well, right here all the way in November to like January, the 3,200 level, right? And also where the longer term moving average is. So it looks pretty similar to the Dow Jones. Of course, for the STI, we did not really sell down as much like the US market last year. We were just moving sideways. We rebounded a bit. But I would say that the next support would be at about 3,200 right over here. Also where the longer term moving average line is, right? Look at this, right? So the red and blue line are right over here, 3,002, 3,220, 3,210. Around here, you can see these are where the longer term moving average line is. Anything above 3,200, I think that's where some bargain hunting can actually come back again, all right? And in terms of the trend, right, same thing, you can see that the red line, 100 days moving average, has pointed up above the blue line, right? So it's looking quite good as well. I think anything above that 3,002, that's where there could potentially be signs of the reversal or like bullishness coming back in the market for 2023, right? That is for the STI, all right? So yeah, pretty much that's what we have covered. So we covered the Dow Jones and we have looked at the STI. So let's go on to the, I think, very, very important part right now, which I think all of you will be asking, and the main title of this stock, which we ask me any stocks, right? So we have done this live poll, right? So I think some of you are saying probably sideways, turning bullish. Or now turning bullish is picking up. Initially, when we did the poll, it was like more bearish, but now it's like turning a little bit bullish, right? After I talk about the markets, right? So I think markets so far for this year, compared to last year, I would say that more or less the worst is more or less over, all right? Because inflation is slowly coming down, even though they're talking about rate hikes and all that. But I think people are more or less, sick and tired of hearing about that, right? It's been since last year, we have kind of hit the peak in terms of, the Fed fund rates peaking. So eventually, all this will end and there would be some reversal coming back. In fact, we have already seen signs of the bottoming effect really for the markets, right? For the Dow Jones, for the STI, there are already some signs of it bottoming up. There are some signs of the trend starting to turn up as well, right? So I think the market looks a bit bullish as long as those support levels that I talked about are holding. I think that's where more upside can actually happen. All right. Okay, good. So let me know, guys. Let's go ahead to cover the stocks that you guys are asking about. How many of you want that, right? How many of you want to let me know the stocks that you want a quick opinion on? Type yes, guys. Type yes into the chat before we move on to the next part, which would be the Singapore stocks that you want a quick opinion on. Let me know, right? I'll just drink some water. Type yes in the chat before we move on to the next part, whereby I will cover, all right, the stocks that you want a quick opinion on, and hopefully they are the most popular one, all right? And I'll do my best to cover them, right? Type yes in the chat. Okay, good. Noah, me, yes. Okay. Alan, yes. Noah, me, thank you. Chotan, me, Alfred. All right, Thomas. I think some of you are typing your stocks over here. All right, so try not to type your stocks over here, because if you type it over here, like, you know, STI. Okay, we covered the STI. If you type your stocks over here, like IFAST, Elena asking about IFAST, right? Type it in the poll later. I will show you where. All right, but that's where, you know, if you type it here, you'll be lost in all the chat, right? So type it in the poll. So let me just go ahead to open the poll right now. Okay, so what are three, right? So I see a lot of yes. Thank you so much, guys. For those of you who are joining us right now, okay, pretty much we're doing a live poll. We have talked about the markets, the STI, the Dow Jones. Right now, we are looking at the stocks that, wow, guys, you guys are fast, right? I'm talking about stocks that you guys want a quick opinion on. What are three, right? What are three? Let me just pull up the link again, right? Let me pull up the link again. What are three Singapore stocks that you want a quick opinion on, right? So just three stocks, guys, we can track. So don't like key in many times, right? Just three stocks, one person, three stocks, one stock, one line. Just keep in, all right? 1, 2, 3, submit it, right? One stock, one line. Don't put the three stocks at one line, because that's where we are not able to do the tally. All right, I think some of you are just keying like all the stocks. One stock, one line, key it in, and you submit it. So I think you can see, guys, let me know if this is working, but I think you can see the live poll happening right now. Click on the link in the chat, or go to www.slido.com and type in the code AMAS, which is Ask Me Any Stock. So AMAS 14, right? I think this is working, all right? So we have like more than 20 of you coming on board already, all right? That's the link, guys. If you can see this, you are in the right place, all right? Click on this poll, click on the link, and we'll just take a few minutes, right? Okay, so I think some of you, Patrick, you're talking about DBS, all right? That's good, but type it in the poll, all right? Esther, type it in the poll, click on the link, which I've just placed in the chat. Patrick, UOB, great. Type it in the link so that you can take part in the poll, all right? We try to cover it as many, a lot of people are asking about it. So let me take a look at the poll, right? So just a few minutes more, all right? We have like more than 200 of you from YouTube and even Facebook right here. So let's just wait a while to see what are the most popular one, all right? Okay, guys, so just a few more minutes, right? We have like more than 60 of you taking part in this live poll already. So let me know if it's not working or what. But I think it should be working. I mean, the fact that this is moving live, so it should be working. So let me know, guys, what are three stocks? Just type 1, 2, 3, and just submit it. And these are the stocks which, if they are popular, I will definitely do my best to cover them. So it seems like Keppel Corp, right? Keppel Corp is the clear leader right now. So I'm just going to write it down, right? Keppel Corp seems like a lot of people asking about Keppel Corp. John, right? John, you are putting your stocks right here, all right? So thank you, John. But what you do, John, just click on the link in the chat, which I've just placed, and type it in this Slido link, whereby you can take part in the poll, right? Because if you type it here, it's not able to take part in the poll. All right, same thing, right? Joseph, type it in the poll right here. Hi, Bihong, type it in the poll as well. I think some of you are typing in the chat, so go ahead to take part in the poll. The link, let me just go ahead and share the link with you guys again. So a few more minutes before we dive into the stocks that you guys want covered. So for those of you who are just joining us, welcome. Right, my name is Joey Choy, top tier advisor, trader in Philips Securities, and I also teach people how to trade the stock market with confidence. Right, so right now we are kind of like covering the stocks that you guys want a quick opinion on. So this is like a live poll, and we are kind of like finding out what are the most popular stocks so that we can dive into it right now. So let me just go to write it down. So I think the first one would be what we call Keppel Corp. All right, so let me just write down number 1, we have Keppel Corp. Number 2, we have like DBS, right? DBS, we have like IFAST as well. IFAST seems pretty popular, right? IFAST. And we have what we call Let me just see, right? So it's like kind of like changing. So we have like more than 70 of you taking part in live poll. Okay, okay, we have another one called YZJ Shipbldg. That's number 4. Okay, so far I just picked up 4 stocks, guys. Keppel Corp, DBS, IFAST, and YZJ Shipbldg. All right, let's see. Right, let's see. We have kind of like Sembcorp Marine as well, right? Sembcorp Marine seems to be a leader. All right, let's take a look. And okay, we have like the banks, right? The banks. UOB, right? UOB, let me just see, right? And we have okay, Genting Sing as well. Genting. Okay, so let me just repeat, guys. Keppel Corp, DBS, IFAST, YZJ Shipbldg, YZJ Shipbldg, number 4, number 5, Sembcorp Marine, number 6, UOB, number 7, Genting Sing, right? I think some of you are typing Meta. Meta is like a US stock. So, guys, we're looking at the Singapore market, right? Let's take a look at it. Let's see. We have one more. I think maybe let's just see. Maybe about like okay, Sembcorp Industry, all right? Sembcorp Industry. All right, so guys, I just picked out like 8 stocks. Hopefully, these are the stocks that you want covered. Let me just go to stop the poll right now. All right, so let me just stop the poll and let me share with you the stocks that you guys want. All right, so okay, let me just show it to you guys again. Okay, so these are the stocks, right? I picked out like Keppel Corp, DBS, number 2, IFAST, YZJ Shipbldg, YZJ Shipbldg. Number 5 will be Sembcorp Marine. Number 6, UOB. 7 will be Genting Sing. Number 8 would be Sembcorp Industry, right? Sembcorp Industry. These are pretty much what I've picked out, right? Based on what you guys are asking about. And it seems like more than 30, 40 of you asking about this stock. So let me go ahead to just shift this up. And of course, guys, if we have more time later, or if we have more time later, we'll try to cover 1 or 2 more, right? We'll see what whether we have more time. And of course, as I say, make sure you stay all the way to the end, because if you do that, that's where I'll share with you one bonus stock that I like as well after covering the stocks that you guys are asking about, right? So the first one will be Keppel Corp, right? Keppel Corp. Let's take a look at it. Keppel Corp right here. Okay, so this is Keppel Corp. You can see that we have been, I mean, this is like quite a big gap up for Keppel Corp. It's like $5.40 right now. Anybody can tell me like what is happening to Keppel Corp over the past like few days? Let me know, guys, what has been happening to Keppel Corp, like maybe today, all right, today, what's happening, right? Why is there like such a big like sell down? I mean, the price like dropped by more than 20%. You see like on the price today. What is wrong with Keppel Corp today? Like, why did it like drop down? But on the chart, it looks like quite good as well. Let me know, guys. Type in the chat. For those of you who have been following Keppel Corp, maybe you're holding on to Keppel Corp. Let me know. What are your thoughts? Why are we seeing some like heavy selling for Keppel Corp today? All right. Okay, good. Just mind XE. Okay, good. I think some of you are saying that is XE date, Sembcorp Marine shares. Awesome. So some of you are following it as well. X dividend. We have distribute Sembcorp Marine shares. Correct. Merger, yes, definitely as well. X dividend. All right. Okay, so let me just share with you very briefly on Keppel Corp. So basically today, 23rd of February, all right, is the X date for this merger between Keppel Corp and Sembcorp Marine, right? So Sembcorp Marine kind of like, take a stake or kind of like buy over Keppel Corp offshore and marine business. All right. And due to this merger, all right, what happens is that if you're holding on to Keppel Corp shares, right, like before today, so if you like buy today, you will not get any free Sembcorp Marine shares. If you buy like yesterday, like 22nd Feb and before, and you're holding on to it today, then yes, you will get the free Sembcorp Marine share. So basically, I think the ratio is like 1 to like thank you, Jimmy. I think you kind of like put it up, I think 1 to 19.1. Yes, I think for 1,000 of Keppel Corp shares that you have, you will get 19,100 shares of Sembcorp Marine shares for free, right? For free. But then nothing is free, guys, right? Nothing is free. Something like an X dividend. Normally on the X date, you'll see that the price of the stock will drop by about the same amount or the same value as the scrip dividend. But in this case, for Keppel Corp, they are not giving out, it's like a scrip dividend, but they're not giving out their own shares. They're giving out like Sembcorp Marine shares. So the price will adjust downwards accordingly. So you have like 1,000 shares of Keppel Corp. If you're holding up to today, yes, all right, that's where you will get the free Sembcorp Marine shares. 1,000, you will get 19,100. So just go and check it out. Go to SGX website. That's where you will get this free Sembcorp Marine shares that will be credited to you like on the 1st of March, if I'm not wrong, 1st of March. Go and check it out. I think on the 1st of March, that's where there will be a crediting date. So make sure you check that you have these Sembcorp Marine shares first, all right, before you sell it. So 1st of March is like the crediting date, but normally it might take 1 or 2 days around there. But check it first, make sure it's your CPF or your CDP. If it's there, then you can go ahead to sell them. All right. So that is for Keppel Corp. Pretty much the news that's been happening, this whole merger news that's been talking about for the past few months. So you can see that from the chart, prices have adjusted downwards, right? Previously, right, yesterday and before, right, prices for Keppel Corp was like $7 to $7.60. It was the range, right? 7 to 760, right? But now it's like adjusted down by $1 and $2. Now, right, but you can see that it looks pretty much the same. So all the prices just kind of like adjusted downwards due to this corporate action, or we call it like a scrip dividend, or this due to this merger. So I think it looks quite good for Keppel Corp. Over the next few days, we can see a little bit of volatility because people are still trying to figure out, how in terms of the prices, in terms of the free Sembcorp Marine shares, what to do with it and all that. So there might be some volatility happening, all right, in the Keppel Corp shares, right? So I think you can see today we went to a high of about 580, went to a low of about 530, and up and down, up and down. So one of the top volume plays. So I think that is the range right now, right? We can probably see some support, right, coming back around this adjusted price at about $5, right? $5, I would say it looks quite good, right? In terms of the trend as well, even before this whole merger thing I mentioned about Keppel Corp, it's one of those strong uptrending stocks. And, based on adjusted prices, the range would be like maybe about $4.60 to $5. Before adjusted, it was like 7 to 760. As I say, things have adjusted downwards, but now that we have broken this $5 based on the adjusted prices after the corporate action, we can say that $5 could be the support level. So we still need more days because we need like 1 day, right? We want a few more days. It might just consolidate in this range from $5, maybe all the way to like $5.80, $6. That is like the range. So it can be a little bit more volatile, I would say, but I think that Keppel Corp still looks quite good in the longer term as long as we stay above $5 right now based on the adjusted prices. We are looking good. So this whole entire merger will be good for both companies, right? And allows them to grow their business, right, more efficiently as well. You can read up about it, right? I'm not talk too much about it, but pretty much I would say that the longer term trend still looks quite intact for Keppel Corp, right? This is for Keppel Corp. So I think anything above $5, it looks quite good. And that is where, all right, you can think about getting in on dips as well. We hold above $5. Upside can be all the way to like 560 to 580. That is pretty much the range right now. A little bit more volatile. So let it just stabilize a bit. But overall, I think it can be a good thing, right, in terms of the longer term. All right. Okay, so that is like Keppel Corp. That's for Keppel Corp. Okay, so that is the first stock, and first stock is Keppel Corp. So let's go on to the next stock. And let me know, guys. Just type DBS. The next one will be DBS. Just type DBS, guys, in the chat if you want me to go on to talk about DBS. All right, and then we go on to the next one. So DBS would be the next stock. Type DBS in the chat. Let me know. Okay, so it seems like we have more of you coming on board already. Welcome, guys. For those of you who are new, all right, we are pretty much covering the stocks that you guys want a quick opinion on. So we have covered like Keppel Corp, and right now we're going to the second stock on the list, and that would be DBS, right? DBS here, all right? So let's talk about DBS right now. I think a lot of you are typing DBS, Chris, DBS, Kai Beng, all right? So that is like the second most popular stocks, the banks, all right? David, Patrick, DBS, Michelle, DBS, thank you. Okay, good. So let's talk about DBS right now, and we try to cover as many as possible, right? So here is DBS, right? DBS. So a few weeks back, I've done a video on YouTube about the banks. In fact, I think the last Facebook live session as well, we talk about DBS, and I talk about this major resistance level at about that $36, right? $36. Let me just draw it for you. You can see we were pretty much consolidating below since 2022. We touched, we came down, touched, we came down. We attempted to go above, we didn't. We came back down. So this 36 level would be a very firm resistance, right? Even though there are some signs of the trend turning up in the longer term, right? I say again, longer term. Why? Because same thing, right? We look at the moving average here, the red line and blue line since November. there were some signs of the trend turning up in the longer term, right? So red above the blue. So longer term actually looks quite good. It looks quite good. We are kind of like, pushing higher, consolidating at a higher phase compared to like, July, August last year, below that 33, 32.50 mark, we are actually at a higher phase, right? So that's a good thing in terms of a higher consolidation with the moving averages, the longer term trend moving up as well, turning up as well. So that's a good thing. But of course, in the short term, right? In the short term, doesn't mean you just go up every single day, right? We can just go up to 36, a bit of profit taking might come back down again, right? That's what we're seeing right now. Okay, so right now it's like 34.34. So we are seeing a bit of like selling coming back, all right? And there is a little bit of support around 34.50. Look at this, right? 34.50 was where we were in like December, January, a couple of touches, rebound, and also where the 100 days moving average line is, right? But it seems like right now, today, we close at 34.34 and a pretty bearish, I would say, a little bit bearish candle right here. You can see that this bar, right? Okay, let me just look at this bar right here. So this red bar is like today. Today's a 23rd of Feb, and you can see that we open right at the top and go down, 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 and it closed right at the bottom, right? So there are no like wicks at the top or wicks at the bottom. There's no upper shadow or lower shadow, guys. Anybody can tell me what is this like candlestick bar? What is this candlestick bar right here? Let me know, guys, if you know. Any of you can tell me what is the candlestick, what is the name of this candlestick bar on the 23rd of Feb? For some of you experts out there on candlestick and all that, let me know if any of you know what is this candlestick bar name. All right, any of those experts, candlesticks experts out there, what is this name right here? Is there a name for this bearish candlestick name? Let me know, any of you. 3 black crows. Okay, yeah, it looks a little bit like the 3 black crows. Yeah, 3 or 4, maybe 4 red candles. But there is another name, right? There is another name for it. So let me just share with you what is the name, right? So basically, doesn't matter about names. So normally we look at candlestick, it's just what we call the price action. So I don't really care about names, but we understand what happens behind, right, the name, right? So in this case, this will be what we call a bearish Marubozu, right? Bearish Marubozu. You can check it out, right? Bearish Marubozu, something like that, right? And essentially what it means that, it opens at a high, and, buyers didn't even have the chance, right? It opens right at a high. You can see it's a red bar, so open higher. Ivan, thank you, right? So you're saying it's a Marubozu or something like that, right? So just go and Google about it, right? But essentially, it opens right at a high, and buyers didn't even have the chance to just push it up a little bit. It opens, sellers came in and just sell, down, 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 down. And it closes right at the day low. That means, pretty much sellers was in charge throughout the day, all the way up. It opened, went all the way down, 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 and closed right at the day low. Even at day low as well, before the market closed or the close, buyers didn't even have the chance to just push it up a little bit, like by a few cents or what. No, right? It didn't happen, right? It just closed right at the day low. Right, this shows a little bit of weakness, right, in the short term, right, especially below that 34.50. As I mentioned, 34.50 is this little support, and you can see a couple of touches, and we actually traded above it. But right now, today, we close below it. Does it make sense? All right, we close below the 34.50 support, and we got this bearish Marubozu or whatever name you call it, right, pattern candlestick bar as we close below it. So not so good in short term. As I say, we can see a little bit of selling, right, but it's not that bad, right? The question is, where can we potentially head to, because before some bargain hunting can come back again? Well, that would be the next support level. I would say around that 33.50, maybe 33.50 to that $33, right? 33 to 33.50. Let me just draw it for you right around here, right? Why? Because you can see that is also where the 200 days. Okay, so let me just remove this and show you right here. So anything from like 33 to 33.50, you can see a couple of touches here, somewhere in December, right? Somewhere in January, you can see we traded down, rebounded, traded down, swing up, and started to see a bit of rebound. So anything near that 33 to 33.50, also where the blue line, the 200 days moving average line is. I think that's where some bargain hunting can actually come back again for DPS. So for those of you who have like got out, you got out at 36, because as I mentioned, it's a huge resistance. You got out, great. That's where you can potentially time your entry again, right, to catch a little bit of a bargain, right? Some really attractive discount prices near 33 to 33.50. And I'm not too sure whether you go there for you to buy, but I think if it does hit to that level, that could be a really good, attractive opportunity back to where we were in like October, November. And that is where, if you're going for the longer term, it could be a good opportunity to load up for that rebound again, all the way to like maybe 34.50 and then that $36, right? So that is pretty much for DBS right now, right? So that's pretty much stock number 2, right? So let's move on a little bit faster. So how many of you found some value? You found some value in what I'm talking about? It kind of like makes sense to you, what I'm sharing. Just type value, guys. Just type value in the chat before we move on to the third stock, IFAST. Type value in the chat if whatever I've shared about for like DBS and even Keppel Corp kind of like makes sense to you. Just type value in the chat. Let me know. Okay, good. So yeah, thank you so much, guys. So I see a lot of value. Awesome. So guys, I would appreciate again, guys, if you can help me to like and share. All right, for those of you who are new, you're joining us right now. We have just covered 2 stocks, right? Keppel Corp and DBS. I'll try to cover as many as possible, but essentially we have like about 8 stocks that's picked out. We have like Keppel Corp, DBS, IFAST, YZJ Shipbldg, number 5, Sembcorp Marine, number 6, UOB, number 7, Genting Sing, and number 8 will be Sembcorp Ind. So I hope that your stocks are in there. If it is, great, just hang in there. I'll do my best to cover, but just help me to like and share. See a lot of heart shape, guys. Thank you so much for those of you who are doing that, clicking on the hearts. Appreciate it. All right. Thank you. Awesome. Okay, let's go on right now to the next one, which would be IFAST, right? IFAST right here. IFAST. Okay, good. So IFAST was one of those popular stocks that I covered over the past few months, right? So let's take a look at it right now. So maybe before I talk about it, what do you guys think about IFAST? What do you guys think about IFAST? Let me know in the chat, guys. How many of you are saying it's a little bit more bullish, right? More bullish or more bearish? Just type it in the chat, guys. Is it bullish or is it bearish, right? In the, maybe let's just say in the longer term, is it more bullish or is it more bearish, all right, in the longer term for 2023? Let me know, guys. Let's just see what you guys are talking about and saying. So okay, so I can see your comments. Let me just take a look at all the comments. Okay, so this is IFAST, right? So it seems like some of you are saying it's a little bit bearish, right? Some are saying bullish as well. Jean, you're saying it's a little bit bullish. Awesome, let's check it out. And Ivan, you're saying it's a little bit range bound, bullish, bearish, bullish. Some people are saying bullish, some pretty mixed, I would say, right? Some, as long as the support can hold, great, right deal, right? Turning up bullish, we have a golden cross. Wow, nice, just man, golden cross. We'll come to talk about that in a bit. Let's just see, Eileen, bullish, Andy, bearish, right? Okay, so let's just take a look at IFAST right now, trading at about 5.21, right? 5.21. So this was one of the stocks that came, you can watch this since a couple of months back. All right, okay, Alfred, you're saying that it is bullish longer term, all right? Testing support as well, Alfred. Okay, good. So AACL testing support. Okay, so basically this was one of the stocks that came to watch list since like November. Because there will indeed some signs of the trend turning up, but in like 2021, 2020, all right, there will signs of a downtrend. So I talk about it. It was like holding really well. One of those really strong stocks in 2020. Went from like $1 to $2, all the way up here to like about $10, and the trend started to turn. Of course, with the US tech sector selling down, rate hike, inflation, all that. We broke certain key support level and we just sold off, right? We broke the $8 level, not good, right? We broke the $6.50 level, started to sell down, rebounded, and we trade even lower. So the trend was pretty much turning down as we broke these key support levels, right? And just by looking at the moving averages, right? The rate 100 days moving average turned below the 100 days moving average somewhere in early of 2022. So it's been in a downtrend, right? Since like last year, not like last month or something. It's like more than a year already, right? So it's been moving down, and then we saw some stability coming back, right? And you can see that we will actually kind of like trading right here below that $5, right? So $3.50 to $5 was that range for about 8 months. It's just moving up and down. A bit of sideways movement then, right? From $3.50 to $5. And this $5, I talk about it, right, many times, is a psychological level, all right? And when we break this $5 level, that can be a sign of it moving out of this 8 months consolidation. So that kind of like happened in November, and we were kind of like alerted. I mean, we set alerts for this company, all right? And we had some bullish signals coming back as well from my system. And there were some signs of the trend turning up as well, right, as we broke $5. So you can see that this $5 resistance, whereby we were trading below since April to November 2022. Now it is the support level, all right? You can see we kind of like neared it, rebounded, we coming back down again. And are we still above $5? Yes, all right, we're still above $5. It's like 5.21 right now. We are still above $5. So anything above $5, I think that the longer term trend still looks quite okay, right? Longer term trend still looks quite okay. Of course, if we do break $5, then not so good. We might see some selling happening, right? But right now, as long as we stay above the $5, the psychological support level, resistance, turn support, and also where the 100 days moving average line is, right? In fact, the 100 days moving average line has also crossed up above the blue line. So I think some of you mentioned about the golden cross, right? The golden cross basically it just means whereby the 100 days moving average has crossed above the blue line, the 200 days moving average, right? I mean, it was all the way below, right? Since early of 2022, we were below it, right? This rate below the blue, and it was below, until somewhere in like January, the rate went above the blue, and both of them are just starting to point up. So there are indeed some signs of the trend turning up in the mid to long term as well, right? As long as we stay above this $5 level. So now it's 521, right? I think somewhere near like 505, near $5, I think like the low was what over the past 1-2 weeks, low was like 510, not even 505. I think near 510 people are starting to buy and start to see a bit of rebound. So that is the range right now from $5 all the way to 570. So I've drawn this little resistance right here because you can see that somewhere in December, right, this was the range, right? So let me just draw it for you. You can see that this was the range as it broke the $5, went to like 630, right? 630. And we were actually consolidating, right, in this range from 570 to about 630, right? Up, down. And, we kind of like broke down this 570 support, all right? So it kind of like traded down to 5, consolidated, and you can see we retested this 570 again. Why 570? Well, because as I say, it was like the support. Now it is the resistance, right? So that is now the resistance level from 5 all the way to about 570. I think that is pretty much the range for IFAST, right? You can see that the longer term trend, as I mentioned, is still pointing up. It's good. But what about the short term? So as it broke this 570, right? This little support here whereby we rebounded a few times, you can see when we broke this 570, the green line, the 20 days moving average line started to point down. But what is the green line? What is the 20 days moving average line saying right now? This green line, is it like up? Is it down? Is it sideways? What do you guys think, right? Is it up, down, or sideways for this like green line right here? Let me just zoom it for you guys. What is it saying for this green line? Is it like sideways? Is it up? Is it down? Let me know, guys. What are your thoughts for this 20 days moving average green line? Is it like sideways, up, or down? Okay, thank you guys for, I think, seems like a very easy question. Sideways, adjustment sideways. So it's a bit not really down, not really up. I think all of you got it correct. So it is correct, right? It is sideways, right? It's not really moving up and down. I mean, previously, if you asked me like a few weeks back, yeah, it was down. But as it starts to find that support at $5, all right, that is where we are seeing this green line flattening out. It's like kind of like moving sideways, right? Moving sideways. So I would say that we move sideways. What does it mean? Well, it just means that in the short term, we are back to some consolidation, right? And what would be the range? Well, it's $5 to 570. Like just talk about, right? $5, 570. That is the range in the short term. It's pretty volatile, all right? So that's the range as long as stay above 5. Great. So you want to have a plan, right? So you're going to get in at near 510, 512, 505, anything near 5, right? Basically, that's good. But have a plan because, as I say, $5, that's where we're seeing a huge stack of buyers there. Stable 5 is great. It can be a rebound. But if that $5 to be taken out, you like go below the $5, then not so good, right? Not so good. That's where we could potentially see more selling in the short term as well. More weakness can come back. All right. So just take note of this $5 support level, right? So that is for IFAST. Let's move on to the next one, which will be YZJ, right? Next one, YZJ Shipbldg, right? YZJ Shipbldg. Okay, good. So this is YZJ, YZJ Shipbldg, all right? And it's trading for 1.33. Okay. So what do you guys think about the trend for this stock? Let me know, guys. Is it in an uptrend, a downtrend, or a sideways trend? for this company called YZJ Shipbldg. Let me know in the guys in chat if it's up, down, or sideways, right? For Yangzijiang, very quickly, just to put whatever we have covered. Okay, so it's uptrend. Okay, very good. So yes, guys, thank you. So we have like more than like 200 of you on board for both Facebook and YouTube. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us right now. So we are covering kind of like the 4 stocks. We talk about Keppel Corp, DBS, IFAST. Now we are Yangzijiang. So if you have missed any part, guys, go ahead to watch the replay in the Facebook Live, or you can simply share. All right, share this video. Help me to share this video, guys. So once you share it, this video will stay in your profile, your homepage or something. Then you can watch this video like tomorrow when the replay is ready. So help me like and share. That would really be helpful. And of course, if you have found some value in what I've talked about so far, of course, if the stocks I talk about is what you asked, right? So make sure you hit the share button and the like button, right? Okay, so this is Yangzijiang. I see a lot of like up, all right, up, Dave up, Alfred up, a bit of sideways. Mayu is saying a bit of sideways. Alex up, up, Justman resting, a bit of sideways. Okay, great. So let's just go to discover it right now for Yangzijiang. So one of the ways we can tell whether it's an uptrend is that we can draw an upward sloping. Let me just draw it for you. I think sometimes you don't need to draw, you can see, all right, but you can see that we form what we call higher lows, right, since last year, all right, since last year we're forming higher lows. So as we move, forward, all right, the low gets higher. So each time it sells down, it didn't really go back to the previous low, it goes down a little bit, and buyers came back and push it back up, and then we draw this upward sloping channel support line. So that is a sign of strength, right? Higher lows, anything above this upward sloping green channel support line, we are in an uptrend. Okay, of course, we can also look at the moving averages that I talked to you guys about, right? The 100 days, the red and blue line, they're both pointing up. So that is good as well, right? But what about that resistance? So up doesn't mean it goes up every day, right? So, we can move up a little bit and then hit a bit of resistance. Some selling can come back. We might also push back down, all right? And what would be that key support level, right? So this key support level would be that $1.20. So I think we kind of like covered this stock a few times as a client of mine in Philip Securities. By the way, guys, how many of you are actually clients of mine in Philip Securities? You're like getting our WhatsApp broadcast on a daily basis. Let me know, guys. Just type client, type CLIENT, type client in the chat if you are actually a client of mine. I mean, we can like share it out and broadcast to clients as well. All right, my team have done that. So if you're a client of mine in Philip Securities as a broker, just type client in the chat so I know how many of you are actually clients of mine in Philip. Some of you, some of you might be new as well because you just were scrolling through your Facebook or YouTube and then you saw this thing, right? So you might not be a client. But okay, so it seems like we have quite a bit of clients, all right, coming aboard. Okay, good. Thank you so much for your client. Thank you so much for being my client as well. All right. Hi, Yan Yung, Penny client. So yeah, Flora definitely, right. Thanks for awesome service and assistance. Thank you so much. Okay, good, Pearson. Client. So we have a lot of clients right here. Awesome, right? For those of you who are not yet a client of mine in Philip, so it seems like we have quite a bit of clients here, right? Thank you so much for your support in the trading account. Any issues, let us know. All right, my team will be able to assist you. Alex, all right. Julie, you have an awesome team. Thank you so much, Leanne. All right, okay. So a lot of clients. So I think maybe some of you are not client yet, but anyway, guys, for those of you who are not yet, I don't know why you are not yet, but if you're not yet a client of mine in Philip Securities, I tell you what, I'll just place the link in the chat again, all right, in the chat. So if you're not yet a client of mine in Philip Securities and you are kind of like just trading on your own on some online broker or some brokers or whatever, basically you not getting any service, all right, you don't have anyone to contact you, all right, no trainings, no WhatsApp, no ideas, no videos, no nothing, you don't know who your broker is, right? Then make sure you click on the link right there, all right, click on the link right there, apply to become a client, and that's where you get some of my ideas much faster by WhatsApp, all right, and of course some of videos much faster as well. So if you're not yet a client of mine, click on the link right there, all right, come on board, and that's where I will speak with you as well, and my team will be in touch with you, all right? So that is it, right? So make sure you come on board, especially if you're not getting any service, right? And by the way, guys, you don't pay anything more, right? You don't pay anything more, right? It's exactly the same as whatever you're paying when you're trading, right? The question to ask is like, what service are you getting from a broker? I mean, if a broker actually exists, okay? So if you're not yet a client, make sure you come on board, right? It's like a no-brainer, right? That's why we're like thousands of people coming on board and we do our best to service you. Okay, thank you. Much less without fail. Thank you. Running there every morning, got notification much earlier than I start my day without fail. Thank you. I mean, I hope that serves you well. Running there. All All right, okay, client. Okay, very good. Thank you so much, guys. So yeah, so I just shared the link. For those of you who are not yet a client, come on board, right? Click on the link, and I look forward to work together with you and get some of my ideas much faster by WhatsApp. For those of you who are already a client of mine, thank you so much. I appreciate your support and effort. All right, thank you so much for being here as well. We really appreciate it, and let us know if anything we can assist you in your account. We'll do our best. Okay, so let's move on to YZJ, right? So YZJ was one of those stocks. I mean, for those of you who are my client, I think you can check your WhatsApp. We did send out a few notification. Thank you, Jasmine. Very enthusiastic team. Awesome. Okay, so YZJ, all right, if you have followed me, some of my clients as well, we did send out a note for YZJ because, as it neared that 120, right, 120 support level, we were actually seeing some signs of a good support, and the trend was up. So as it neared that 120, we got this pretty bullish, right, candlestick bar right here in January 2023. This was something like a little bit of a doji, all right? I mean, saw it right at the support level, which shows that there are some signs of strength coming back, especially if we stay above 120, right? So you can see we kind of like traded up, we came back down, we neared 120. I think the low was like 122, 123 around there, and we started to see the rebound again. So we kind of like send out a note to clients. We have seen the rebound, and we are back to that 135 resistance. Why 135? Very simple. Look at this, right? 135 was this little support level right here. We were trading above all the way in like November up to December, and we kind of like broke down. We hit it to 120, right? So now this resistance or this support, sorry, would now become that resistance. And in fact, today, I think today is what, 133 or 133 is this what right at 135. So it's normal. It's normal, all right, to see some profit taking near 135 because 135 was that support, the resistance. Now is the resistance, and I actually expected to see some profit taking, maybe just consolidating below it, 133, 134, 132, around there for like a few days before hopefully attempting to break that 135. If it happens, great, right? If it happens, great. After 135, then potentially we may see the upside continue all the way towards the next resistance level, and that would be 145 right over here, because that was pretty much the high in November last year, right? But take it slow, because right now, as I say, 135 would be that main cap. So if you want to take some partial profits at 134 or 133, nothing wrong, guys. There's nothing wrong to put some money in your pocket, right? If I got it at 122 or 123, I mean, you're really making money. Don't be greedy. You can take some partial profits, maybe just leave a little bit to see if you can break 135. That's perfectly fine. You don't have to just hold a whole bunch and hopefully it goes up higher, right? You can take some partial profits if you're already sitting on like more than 8 to 10% profit. I think that would be good to lock in some partial profit, because as I say, 135 would be the resistance for now, and it is normal to see some selling happening there. Okay, so that is for YZJ. Stock number 4, pretty much one of the stocks that we did cover over a few months, one of those uptrending stocks we like. All right, on pullbacks, you can think about getting in again, but I'm not too sure whether you'll pull back to 120 or 125 for you to buy, or we'll see. But so far, all right, I think anything above 120, the longer term uptrend looks intact. All right, so that is YZJ. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Stock number 5, which would be Sembcorp Marine. All right, Sembcorp Marine. Type stock number 5, type 5 in the chat if you move to stock number 5. Let me know. Type 5 in the chat. All right. Okay, good. Juniors. Okay, some few names. Hi, Persian 5. Okay, so I see a lot of familiar names. Hi, Celia. Good to see you here. Okay, some really new names. 555. Okay, very good. So let's go on to Sembcorp Marine, one of those popular stocks as well. More than 30 of you asking about Sembcorp Marine. All right, so I think we covered like Keppel Corp, guys. So now is Sembcorp Marine. So I'll not talk too much about the merger. I think I've shared with you briefly just now, basically the merger between Keppel Corp and Sembcorp Marine. So for those of you who have Keppel Corp, you'll receive like 1:19.1 Sembcorp Marine shares. The free shares will be credited on on the 1st of March, right? So make sure you check before it's credited. So we did see a little bit of selling, all right, for Sembcorp Marine due to this news, all right? I think because of some maybe dilution effect and all that, because you're like getting more Sembcorp Marine shares in the market. I think people kind of got spooked, and we broke down certain support levels. So 0.130, the 13 cents was actually that very strong support level, right? We were holding above, right, since November, but due to this news, it got a bit uncertain, and then the market sold off, and we were back to that 120, right? 0.120. So I would say that now with this whole merger kind of like finalized, we may still see a little bit of volatility over the next few days, but hopefully, right, hopefully this 0.120, look at this right here, 120 was this really strong resistance we're trading below in 2022. And right over here, right, over the past week or past few days due to this news, right, and after now on the X date as well today, we are seeing some bargain hunting coming back at about 120, right, which is 0.120, right, 0.120. You're going to give a little bit of leeway. I think like just a few days back, the low was at 0.115. So yeah, maybe 115 to 120, right, 115 to 120. I think you can hold above these levels over the next few days or next week or so. That could be a sign of strength. All right, that is where we might start to see some stability coming back again. All right, as it trade all the way back up to maybe about that 13 cents level. So that is pretty much the range. A little bit more volatile, as I say, right? But that is the range right now from maybe 115 to all the way to about 13 cents, right? 13 cents, right? So let's stabilize a bit. If you can go above that 13 cents, hang above 13 cents, great. That is where we are back to the same, right? That same previous consolidation phase right over here from 13 all the way to 15 cents. That is the original range just before all this, like, talk about merger and all that, right? So that's the original range. But right now we are slightly lower from about 15 cents to 13 cents. Okay, so that is Sembcorp Marine. Okay, let's move on to the next one, UOB. So let me just cover a little bit quicker, right? So we've gone on for like about an hour. So just hanging there, we'll just cover a few more before I will dive into the stock, right? The stock that I like, that I'll share with you guys at the end as well. So we have some questions. Will Keppel Corp shareholders sell their 19.1 shares? Yeah, I mean they might. Right? So for Keppel Corp shareholders, right, as long as you hold until today, all right, today, if you buy Keppel Corp today, all right, you will not get the free Sembcorp Marine shares. Only if you buy like yesterday, all right, and before, and you hold until today, yes, then you will get the free Sembcorp Marine shares. If you buy today, I mean the price has really adjusted downwards. You buy today, you will not get the free Sembcorp Marine shares of 19.1. So 1 is to 19.1. All right. So just take note of that. So will they, for those who have the free Sembcorp Marine shares, all right, you hold it today, and can you actually sell your Sembcorp Marine shares? Yeah, you can. I mean, you can hold it, you can sell it, right? That is how it works, right? For like, kind of like this merger, you get free Sembcorp Marine shares as like scrip dividend, right? So you can actually sell it as well. So yeah, as I say, so there might be a little bit of volatility because of this. Those who get their free Sembcorp Marine shares on the 1st of March. I think 1st of March is the crediting date. That's where we might see a bit of selling for those of you, those people who want to just sell their Sembcorp Marine. They just want to stick with Keppel Corp. Well, it might happen as well, right? It might happen as well. Right, but just take note of this date, the 1st of March would be the crediting date for Sembcorp Marine shares. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Stock number 6, which would be UOB. All right, UOB right here, trading at about 29.62, right? 29.62. Okay, good. So let's take a look, right? So we are seeing a bit of selling today, all right? Quite a heavy selling today. Anybody can share with me what is the news that have came out for UOB? Are there any like announcement that have came out for UOB, all right, over the past like one or 2 days? Let me know, guys. For those of you who have been like following UOB, are there anything that came out for UOB? Let me know. Okay, good. So I think some of you are following quite closely. Siwan, you're saying like missed earnings, right? Earnings results. Okay, high dividends, Jared, great. Earnings results, financial results coming out, awesome. Okay, good. So let me just earnings as well. Awesome. Okay, good. So I think there would be some earnings results. I think last night or this morning they announced it, and it was actually pretty good earnings, right? But it came in slightly below analyst expectations. So sometimes even if like your good earnings, you make a few $1 billion profit and all that, but if it's slightly below expectation, that's where the market can take it negatively, and it can sell down as well. So I think running gear, you're saying that it is like excellent earnings. Yeah, I read it as well. It was pretty good, profits, but it was just slightly below expectation, and the market kind of like took that to sell off. All right, and of course the market was slightly weaker due to US selling down over the past few days, and people kind of like right on that sell down as well due to this slightly below expectation results. All right, for UOB. All right, so let's take a look at where we could potentially sell down to before some bargain hunting can come back again. Right, so this would be the support level. So in the previous live call, I talk about UOB, I think some of my YouTube videos on the banks, which, people, kind of like, I try to do it like once every few weeks. All right, I talk about the banks as well. And UOB support would be about that $29, right? 29 to maybe 28.50, somewhere around here. You can see these are where the longer term moving averages are. All right, so that is pretty much a support. We've rebounded once in January, rebounded all the way. We are now back down again. So that is the range. Look at this, right? Up, down. It's just moving in this range from 29, all right, all the way to this level. All right, and this level is key. The resistance at 31.50, right? 31.50. In fact, not even 31.50, 31, right? 31 to 31.50. I talk about it many times. It seems like we touch, we just come down, and that's where you can potentially, just near 31, you can think about taking some profit. So those of you who have like got out near 31 or 31.50, great. That is where, all right, and now it is, you can start to think about getting in on dips, bargain hunt as it approaches that 29, all right, 29 or maybe 28.50 level, where the longer term moving average is, where it was previously the resistance, now it is the support. So right around here, I'm not too sure exactly where it will go for it to buy. Now it's 29.62, but anything near 29 to 28.50, around there, right, where the longer term moving averages are, that is potentially where some bargain hunting can come back again, especially if you have sold it, great. That's where you could load up again to catch a little bit of a rebound back up, and you can maybe try to take some profit near that 31 to 31.50. Don't miss that chance again, right? Don't go up to there and then you say you think about it and then it comes back down again and you're back to square one, right? So nothing wrong to sell, to lock in some partial profits, especially if you are back to that resistance level, whereby many times you touch like 4 or 5 times, they've sold off. Now you are back at the 6th time. Nothing wrong to also lock in some profit, so that if it comes back down, at least you can think about getting in again rather than just holding it back down and you're back to square one. Does it make sense? All right, so that is the range right now for UOB. Okay, good. Okay, that's the number 6. Let's move on to number 7. All right. Okay, number 7 would be this company called Genting Sing, right? Genting Singapore right here. So let me just go ahead to look at this chart right now. So I think we have covered this stock as well. So one of these really good stock, I think I covered it in my previous Facebook Live as one of the bonus video and as one of the bonus stock. And for clients of mine in Phillip Securities, I think we did kind of like set out a few notes on Genting Singapore. Let me know, guys, if you, for clients of mine in Phillip, if you actually receive a note on Genting Sing before. Just type yes in the chat if you actually did receive a WhatsApp on Genting Sing over the past like few weeks or 1 or 2 months. Let me know. Just type yes so that I know that this whole my team is kind of like sending out to you guys. All right, if you are receiving some of those WhatsApp, Genting Sing is definitely one of them. I think we did cover it quite well. Okay, very good. So a lot of yes. Okay, good. So it seems like you guys are quite a lot of you are clients of mine, Philip, and you are also receiving yes. Catherine, yes. David, yes. Jasmine, definitely yes. Awesome. Okay, good. So Genting Sing was one of those stocks that we like. All right, and since October, November, not even like this year. In fact, last year, right, I talked about it many times. We broke this 85 cents, right? 85 cents was key, right? It was key, and I set my alerts because this 85 cents since like 2021, we were just below it, right? We came down, right? We're just below it. There's a lot of selling there. It just couldn't get above that level. And that was what we call a major key resistance level, all right? And we touched like 4 or 5 times, we came back down. And what about like the 6th time finally? It did not come back down. Thankfully, it went up. So that is a sign of strength. That is a sign of buyers, right, coming back to finally take it up to a higher phase, right? Out of this sideways consolidation that we have seen since 2021 for like more than a year, right? More than a year, it was just like doing up and down sideways. I don't know what it's doing, right? Because of COVID, right? Just moving sideways, right? So it was pretty boring, right? I mean, you can just trade the range from like 70 cents to 85 cents. That was the range. But when it broke that 85 cents, right? You can see as it did that, right? Somewhere in November, I sent out a note as well. There will definitely some signs of the trend turning up right here. Just look at the moving averages as it broke the 85, right? All of them were starting to point up. Look at the green line. The 20-day moving average is still pointing up right now. All right, the longer term trend was starting to point out as well. Red above the green, both pointing up. So the trend started to turn up as we broke that 85 cents. And we started to push up. There's some targets we were drawn to like 90, 95 cents. We hit our targets and we are back to some consolidation right now. So if you ask me, right, is the trend up or down? I would say that right now for Genting Sing, I still like this company. All right, it's still one of those recovery play. After COVID, post-COVID recovery, and especially with China, kind of like opening up, and we see more flights coming from China as well. That is where we could potentially see a lot of build up or picked up in the tourism and the travel industry as well. All right, and Genting Sing running the kind of like the Resort World Sentosa. That's where you could see a huge jump in revenue and all that profits, coming back to pre-COVID times. Okay, so what is that kind of like the key support level, right? The key support level whereby you want to take those off. So I would say that, this key support level would be that 95 cents. So I've kind of like drawn this line right here. You can see 95 was that resistance level. All right. And we will kind of like, trading below it. There was a bit of resistance. We touched it, came back down. And now that would be the support level, right? 95. In fact, not even 95, maybe 96, right? 96 all the way up to that 102. 96 to 102, 1.02. That is the range right now. So you can see we are kind of like finding what we call higher lows in terms of this very short term. All right, very, very short term, finding higher lows, as we move up, as we are kept below this 1.02 resistance level. Right. So 102, just write it down. All right, set an alert. I've done my alert, right? 103, 104. Right. This 102 seems like a little bit of a selling is just stacked there. A lot of sellers are coming out, right? But if we can break this 102, 103, or maybe 104, I think that would be good, right? That would be good. We can see we touched like 1, 2, look at this, right? A couple of times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, 6 times, right? And we just came back down, right? But we came down, doesn't mean we came all the way down. We just came down a little bit and buyers start to push it back up again to let it retest the 102. So that is the firm resistance level we want to watch. We want to break that level. We're going to break the 102, right? And if that happens, upside can be revised, right? Targets can be revised all the way to maybe about 110. I think that could potentially be the next upside targets. Why 110? Well, because that is pretty much where we were in 2019. We are kind of like retracing upwards back to that previous high in 2019. All right. And so 110 would be that psychological resistance level. Okay, so that's for Genting Sing. And one of the stocks that you can put in your watch list, all right, we have covered it many times. Right now, it's just slightly consolidating, but it still looks quite good. Anything above 95, not even 95, as I mentioned, anything above 96, right, 95, 96, I think the uptrend looks quite intact. All right, so that's for Genting Sing. Okay, let's move on to stock number 8, right? The final stock, guys, before I will share with you a bonus stock that I like as well. And let's move on to the stock number 8, and that would be what? Okay, let's take a look at this, right? Sembcorp Industry, right? Sembcorp Industry. Okay, so this is one of those stocks that I kind of like it as well, right? One of those pretty strong uptrending stock. A lot of analysts have covered this stock, and let's just see how it's doing right now. So it's about $3.70. Okay, so you can see that for Sembcorp Industry is quite a strong uptrend. All right, we draw this upward sloping channel support line. And from the moving averages, both are pointing up. The short term, we were consolidating, right, just below like 335. You can see right here, we got this little consolidation here, right, from 335 all the way to like 350. You can see right here, you can like consolidate from 335 to 350, and then we broke the 350, right, went up to a next higher consolidation phase. So you can see that this stock tends to do like that 15 cents range. I have no idea why, but it tends to do that 15 cents range, right? So from like, okay, so I think it was like here, it was just consolidating here below, right? From like 320 to 335. You can see, guys, it's just like moving up and down here, a bit of support. And then we broke, we consolidated higher. So that is what we call a bit of a healthy uptrend, right? We don't want a stock to just like move up every single day and out without finding any support. We want to see it move up, and then we consolidate. We see some support coming back. It comes back down a bit, and then buyers come back to support that higher level, the higher price level, and then we start moving up again. That is a sign of strength, and that's exactly what this stock is doing, right? So you're consolidating, right? And you can see it broke the 350 and it went up to this phase again, all right? And it was like about a week, and finally we broke that from 350 to 365, a 15 cents range again, and we broke 365, and now we are back to that and that range again, right? So it's like always the 15 cents range. I have no idea why, but that 15 cents range. So right now, the range for Sembcorp Industry would be what? 365, right? 365 to about that 380, right? 365 to 380. I think that is like over the past 2 weeks, we are seeing some consolidation there right now. So anything above that 365, or maybe just give a little bit of leeway at 360 as well, 365. That is where I would say the uptrend looks quite intact, and we want to break this $3.80. We do break 380, yeah, great. Let's just add a 15 cents range again, maybe to $3.95 to $4. That could potentially be the upside all the way to maybe $3.95 to $4, right? Just by looking at the same 15 cents range, right? And just by looking at the trend, right, in the short term. Right, so longer term trend is up. I think all of you can tell from the red and blue line. But what about the short term? So when we covered this stock, so yeah, this was one of the stocks we covered, I think, a few times over the past like few months, since like November, December, all right, when it kind of reversed back up above that 310, 320. And we actually had some like, I think, bullish signals coming out on my system as well. So for those of you who, okay, maybe let me show you guys. So this is the one GT system, right? So I'll not talk too much about it, but if you want to learn a bit more on like the whole entire strategy, all right, so you can attend one of those webinars that we are running in the future. But right now, in this Facebook live show is just to, just give you the fish. I mean, just talk about the fish direct. I'm not going to teach you how to fish because we don't have time for that, right? So I'm just going to talk about the stocks that you guys want. So it's not really about the whole strategy and framework. You can find out that, attend one of those free webinars in the future. All right, you can subscribe to my channel and all that, or be my email list, and we'll let you know when it is ready. All right, but for Sembcorp Industry, we have a system called 1GT, right? So this strategy that I'm using, that I've shown you guys to talk about it over the past 1 hour, is what we call one good trend, 1GT short, and we have a system for it whereby we had a couple of bullish and maybe even bearish signals for this company called Sembcorp Industry. As you can see, right, since like October, we did see a little bit of sell down, some bearish signals came out, went down, we went down, but the trend turned, right, somewhere in like November, December, we got this bullish signal, started to push up, we got to exit, another bullish signal started to push up, we got to exit, and the most recent one is like 26 Jan, we got a bullish signal, went up, we got to exit right now, right over here, right? So yeah, we will see if there's a new bullish signal that comes out again, but right now, I would say that, yeah, the trend is pretty much up, all right, pretty much up, and if we can stay above that 365 level, right, we might actually see a new bullish signal, right? So that's how like having a system can guide you as well. So if you want to find out more, you can attend one of those free webinars in the future. We'll let you know, but just want to give you guys, for those of you who are new, right, you can follow me. You can attend one of those free webinars to find out a bit more on the entire one good trend strategy. Okay, so this is Sembcorp Industry. This is Sembcorp Industry, right? The range is like 365 to 380. All right, you can also think about taking some profit near 380 because that's where we are seeing some resistance for now. Okay, very good. So this is pretty much the stocks that we have covered. So let me just go ahead to look at all the stocks. So for those of you who are still here, all right, so let me know how many of you are still here, guys. Just type 10. Just type 10 in the chat so far if you're one of those whereby I've covered your stocks, right? Your stocks that I think we talked about 8 stocks. Let me just name the stocks again, but type 10 in the chat if you have followed me so far. I've covered your stocks and you have found some good value, all right? Or maybe, based on what I talk about, you kind of like have a better understanding of where your stocks are, what, are some of the key levels that you can take note of. Okay, good. So I see a lot of 10s. 10, NT 10, 10, Chenan 10, 10, awesome. Pearson 10, awesome, good, awesome. Okay, good. So that is pretty much what I want, all right? Make sure you guys get value, all right? And you guys are, still staying here. Thank you so much for doing that. Okay, so let me just do a quick recap, guys, of the stocks, right? The stocks that we have covered so far. So we have covered 8 stocks. If you have missed any part, I talked a little bit too far, certain parts, you can watch the replay, so not to worry. All right, so let's talk about a recap of all the stocks. Number 1, Keppel Corp. Number 2, DBS. Number 3, IFAST. Number 4, YZJ Shipbldg. Number 5, Sembcorp Marine. Number 6, UOB. Number 7, Genting Sing. Number 8, Sembcorp Industry, right? Sembcorp Industry. So let me just cover one more, right? One more, guys, before I will share with you that one stock that I like, that you can put in a watch list. I think all of you are waiting all the way to the end. Just hanging there, guys. I think we have like more than 200 of you on board from both Facebook and also YouTube. Thank you so much. So hang in there. All right, that's where I will cover the stocks that I like, and you can perhaps put it in your watch list as well. Okay, so it seems like we have another winner as well that is quite, we have quite a lot of votes on this Rex International, right? Rex International. Let me just write it down. That's like stock number 9. Rex International. I'm not too sure how many of you are asking about it, but it seems like we have like more than 30 of you asking about this company called Rex International. So let me just cover this stock, right? Just one more stock before we go ahead to talk about the stocks that I want to share with you guys. So Rex International. Okay, so Rex International. Okay, I think this was like kind of like covered. I have my analysis already drawn out. Then I think, yeah, I think in my previous Facebook live, somebody asked about Rex International. I'm not too sure whether is it like this same person asking about it, but we have like more than 30 votes on it. So let's take a look at Rex. So I mentioned for Rex, I think we have really drawn the downside targets. It seems like we have hit our downside targets. It's a bit weaker. It's a bit weaker based on the trend. I think all of you who have followed me, you can see that we are in a downtrend right now. Why? All right, just by looking at the highs. The highs, you can see that we are forming lower highs, right? So we can't look at a bit of an uptrending stock just now, whereby we draw that upward sloping channel support line, right? Higher lows. But in this case, it is not higher lows, right? Obviously, we are going down and down, right? And we are looking at lower highs, right? Lower highs. Why? What do I mean by that? So this is the high, the high, the high, the high, the high, the high, the high. So as we move forward since like 2022, not just like last month or something, right? It's like more than a year already, right? We have been forming lower highs. So that is not good. That's a sign of weakness. That's a sign of a downtrend. Of course, by looking at the moving averages as well, from the 100 days moving average and the 200 days moving average, you can see they are both pointing a bit down, a little bit down. So not that good, right? Not that good downtrend. Support-wise, 22 cents. We saw a couple of rebounds right here, and it just didn't hold somewhere in December. You can see we broke 22, retested it, and we kind of like sold off today. So not good, right? Not good. I probably would not want to hold on to companies like this or even think about buying, because it's in a downtrend. It can't break a support. So I think we actually draw our downside targets previously, right? You can watch the previous live session from like 22 all the way to like 18 cents. It was red in color. Let me just put it back again. I think it's kind of like sold off already. So if we break the 18 cents, right? 18 cents with 0.180, maybe a little bit of support, but just be careful, because if we break the 18 cents, it might even go to like 16, 15 cents. That's what can happen in a downtrend. So just want to be careful. You don't want to hold on to companies which are weak, which are in a downtrend. They can hit lower. You want to be careful, right? Reduce some exposure, right? Cut if you need to. Don't just hold it all the way down, because you never know how low it can go. Okay, so that is stock number 9, which would be Rex International. Okay, good. So finally, guys, I think we have pretty much come to the end. I'll not drag too much already. So let's go on to talk about the bonus stock that I would like to share with you. All right, one of the stocks that I like that I would like to share with you at the end, right? So we are kind of like approaching the end. So let me just do it right now with you guys. How many of you want to know this final bonus stock that I like in my watch list? Type bonus. Just type bonus. We'll have like more than 30 of you typing bonus, and then I'll review it. Right? Type bonus in the chat. Type bonus in the chat if you want me to review this bonus. All right, Singapore stock that has been on my watch list for a while, and that's where I'm gonna share with you as well. And guys, help me one last time to hit the like and the share button right now, especially if you have like found some value in what I've covered so far. That would be really helpful. I really appreciate that. Hit the like and share button. Help me out. Just okay, good. I see your likes and hearts. Thank you so much. Hit the like and share button before I review this bonus stock. All right, awesome. Okay, good. So I see a lot of hearts and likes. Okay, thank you so much, guys. Okay, good. So let's move on right now, and I'll share with you that bonus stock. All right, so you don't have to buy the stock. I mean, guys, as I said, just a quick disclaimer. Whatever that's being shared, right, please do your own due diligence as well. All right, you want to do your own homework as well. But I'm just sharing with you one stock that we are looking at, and perhaps you could also watch it. You can try to time your entry. All right, make sure you have a plan. Right, but that is pretty much the stock that I like. So Michelle bonus, SK bonus, CDF bonus. So at least more than 20 bonuses. I think we have quite a lot of bonus. I like bonus, Kai Bing. Awesome. At least bonus, Jimmy bonus. Okay, so we have like more than 30 of you saying bonus. Okay, good. Thank you, bonus. Okay, so let's go on right now. So I want to show you this stock, guys, called Samudra Shipping, right? Samudra Shipping. So let me just remove all this. So I mean, this was one of the stocks that we covered. So this stock, if I'm not wrong, I think we had our previous sorry, we had our previous Facebook live session on the, I think 19th of Jan, just a few weeks back on the 19th of Jan. And in fact, I think this was the stock that I shared as well on the 19th of Jan. I think some of you who have, any of you like attended the previous Facebook or YouTube live, let me know, guys, if this was, if I can't remember, I think that was the stock that I shared on the 19th of Jan. I think somewhere over here, somewhere around here, right? As we got like attempted to break the $1 level. I think somewhere around here, I kind of like shared this stock on the Facebook Live, 19th of Jan, right? That should become like that bonus stock. But I want to share it again, right? Because I feel that we could still potentially push higher. Let me explain why in a bit, but let me just draw the kind of like, horizontal support and resistance lines as well, right over here. Okay, so let me just draw it here. Okay, I think, running the bonus has always been Samudra, right? Yeah, I think that was the bonus, right? Yeah. Yes, I did made a decent profit. Thank you. Thank you very much. Great that you make some money, right? Okay, good. But anyway, let's talk about it right now and see where we are after covering like for more than a month. What is the outlook? Where can we potentially see some profit taking happening again? All right, so this is Samudra Shipping at about 1.33, right? So before I talk about where we are right now, just to give you a bit of understanding, right? So you can see Samudra is one of those uptrending stock just by looking at the moving averages. They're all pointing up, and we will actually consolidating, right? So in the previous Facebook live, I talked about this, support whereby we were kind of like touching, we came back down, swing up, right over here from 80 cents to $1. $1 was like a psychological level, right? $1 was this like psychological resistance level, and if we break that $1, I think that was somewhere around here, whereby, I think I covered it in the Facebook live previously. We kind of attempted to break the $1, and we stayed above the $1. So you don't want to like just break and then like next day come back down. Of course, that doesn't look that good, right? You want to break above the $1, and this $1 psychological resistance will now turn to a new support. So that was when we covered it, I think then. All right, and we started to push higher. We broke the 110 level as well right here. And 110 was a pretty strong resistance. Look at this, right? We touched about 2 times. We came back down, but just a few days later, we broke the 110 and we started to push higher all the way up to that one. Look at this, right? The resistance, I would say about 130, right? 130 to maybe about 127. So that would be this resistance level right here. Okay, based on this level right here, that was in August 2022, was a bit of a resistance. You can see we sold off, we attempted, and we sold off. So 127 or maybe 130 as well. That is a major resistance level, right? But it seems like over the past 2 weeks, right, we will actually consolidating right here from 120. So we can draw, let me just go to draw another higher support line right here. So you can see 120 was actually the support over the past 2 to 3 weeks, right? We're like doing from like 120 to like 127, 130. It comes back down, just moving sideways. And you can see that the short term, this 20 days moving average, the green line, I mean, since like we broke the $1 in like January, all right, you can see that the green line started to point up. And right now, this green line is still pointing up, right? It's still pointing up. So the short term still looks quite good. It looks quite good. Anything above 120, I think it looks quite good. We can still see more upside. And the reason why I like it is that we actually attempted, as I say, right, this 127, 120 was that previous resistance level. And we actually attempted to break this 127 to 120 over the past few days, right? It seems like we kind of like close at about 133. I think now it's like 133. So over the past few days, we are actually attempting to break above that 130 level, 127 level. So that is a sign of strength. So I think if we can stay above that 126, 127, all right, maybe even 130, great. We could potentially see more upside. Let me just put it in green color, right? Let me put in green color right here. All right, we can potentially see a bit more upside all the way to the next high, right? The next high, the next resistance level, I would say maybe about 140 to 150. That could be the upside, right? As long as we stay above that 130 to 126, 127 level, right? So that is for Samudera Shipping, one of those uptrending stocks that I like. We are actually attempting to push a little bit higher, right? And how do we actually want to project our targets? Because if you scroll to the left, right, you can see that we are pretty much at an all-time high, right? So there's nothing on the left to gauge the previous resistance level. So you can look at the market depth. I'll not dive too much into it, but you can look at the market depth to look at where the sellers are, or you can also look at the previous range. So as I mentioned, right, for this stock, you can see the range is about like 20 cents, 25 cents. So right over here, you can see when it broke 80, it went to like 120. So that is now the range that we can project based on the previous consolidation range, right? Maybe from like 130 all the way to about 150, right? So that is Samudera Shipping, one of those stocks that we have covered previously. All right, I think clients were alerted to it as well. And you can also put it in your watch list for potentially more upside, over the next couple of weeks or next 1 or 2 months, right? So that is pretty much the stock, guys. And I hope you like this stock, guys. Just hit the thumbs up button, or just type value if, so far you have found some value in this last bonus stock that I shared. This type value, or hit the thumbs up button, right? And I hope that you hopefully make some money in this stock. But do your own homework as well, do your own due diligence. This is kind of like just sharing on what I'm looking at, and perhaps you can also look at it, right? But everybody's different, or you want to have a plan for yourself, because I'm not too sure what is your risk appetite, your investment horizon, and all that. Everybody's different, so make sure you have a plan. So I'm just sharing with you what I'm looking at, so you can also look at it as well, right? So just a quick disclaimer. Okay, very good. So we have like a lot of value, very genuine value. All right. So Raymond, Dolly, value, awesome. Chrissy Go, value. Kai Bing, value. Thank you. Right. So thank you so much, guys, for just being here and staying all the way. So I believe I've come to the end of this very session. So thank you so much, guys, for staying all the way here. All right. And I really appreciate your time. And I hope that you found some tremendous value for this Facebook Live and even YouTube Live session. So I believe my job is done for the day. All right. Thank you so much, guys. For those of you who are my clients, I really appreciate your support as well. For those of you who are not yet a client of mine, maybe just let me share the link. So I think some of you have private messaged me like how to be a client or something. How do I get the WhatsApp and all that? All right. So by the way, guys, as I say, some of those stocks that we talk about, clients of mine in Philip Securities, we actually kind of like send out a WhatsApp broadcast. It's much faster to just do a WhatsApp with a little chart, a little description, than to do like a live session or like a video. You need to edit and plan and produce it. It takes much longer to do such stuff. So like just a WhatsApp message is quite fast. So make sure if you're not yet a client, you are trading on your own online, you have no idea who your broker is, and you're not getting any service, no ideas, no videos, no training, no WhatsApp, nobody contact you or whatever. Click on the link right there to come on board as a client of mine in Philip Securities, whereby you do get some ideas much faster by WhatsApp and some of our private exclusive trainings, right? So thank you, Lynette. Awesome. Thank you. Thanks for your time and a good service. Awesome. Thank you so much, guys. So thank you. Okay, so that's the link, guys. Good night. Have a good evening. All right. Have a good weekend as well. I look forward to see you in the next Facebook Live session. And make sure you hit the notification button. I think there should be a bell. You can go to like the overview, and you can kind of like see the bell, so that when we go live in the future, you will be notified as well. All right. So thank you so much, guys. I'll see you guys. Click on the link if you're not yet a client. I look forward to speak with you, and I'll see you in the next Facebook Live session. Joey here, signing off. Take care. Bye.